I posted not too long ago 5 things that will cripple your confidence. So I want to talk about a couple of those right now. The first thing was comparing. A lot of people deal with low confidence, and the reason they have low confidence is because they're constantly comparing themselves to other people, or comparing what they're doing to what somebody else is doing. Comparing definitely, absolutely will cripple your confidence. And here are a couple of reasons why. When you compare yourself or the thing that you're doing to somebody else, you are saying what you're doing isn't enough. Now, realize I'm talking about the negative aspect of comparing. I don't mean you're trying to get a sense of what somebody else is doing so you can make sure you are authentic and doing your own thing. I don't mean compare to see what are the things that they've done correctly, so let me make sure, I kind of, pay attention to those things as well. I mean comparing in the sense of, well, they're doing that, so I guess I can't do that. What me and that person are doing are similar, and their thing is obviously better than, my thing. They're a comedian or a photographer or a writer or a whatever, and I know I want to do those things, but they're better than me. I'm not as good as them. That's one of the quickest ways that it cripples your confidence, because then that doesn't prompt you to go do something. That doesn't prompt you to go ahead and do your thing, take your pictures, get on your stage, do all those things, because you're so focused on what it is that they're doing, and you're so focused on judging your thing or yourself as less than. So pay attention to that. If you ever get in a situation, or if you ever become aware of, oh wow, I'm putting their thing is up here and I'm putting my thing down here, clearly judging their thing over your thing. Pay attention to that. The focus is not on what you're doing. The focus is not on you becoming a dope photographer or a dope filmmaker or a dope writer or a dope blogger or a dope artist. It's not on that, making you better, making sure you're putting yourself out there, allowing them to be successful at what they do, allowing them, and you to occupy the same space, but still focus on what you're doing. It's always about them. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And that's amazing. And man, they're so funny and they're so brilliant and there and that and this. It's never about what am I doing? I know they're doing that. That's cool. But what am I doing? Am I putting all of the effort? Am I putting all of working on the preparation to make my thing good, make my thing dope? Am I doing that? Or am I always worried about what the next person is doing? What the next, that over there, look at that. Well, what about your thing? They are doing, yes, you do occupy the same space. But whatever it is that they're doing is not the same thing as what you're doing. It's 2 totally different things. Even though it's the same thing. They can't present it like you can present it. They can't do it like you can do it. You have something unique that they don't have. So focus on that. Focus on what you are doing and making your thing great, making your thing dope. So keep the focus there. While you are admire your own thing. Don't deem, back to the first thing, don't deem yourself as lower. It's just in addition to what they're doing. There is space for both of you guys. So focus on making your thing good, making your art, the best that it can be. Focus. The next thing is when we compare, we don't fully believe in ourselves and our idea. And it's not enough just to say, okay, I don't believe, so let me start believing. That's not what it is. A part of really dope coaching is to help to break down those whys. So if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your idea, you got to ask yourself the question, why? Why is it that I don't believe in my thing as much as I should to move forward and to continue to kind of figure out how to make it better and better and better? A lot of times we don't believe in it because we realize that we haven't put as much effort into it as we need to. especially if you've been doing the first two things. If you haven't been focusing on your thing, and if you've been negatively judging your thing as compared to other people's thing, then I absolutely, you haven't been putting in the time and the effort and the work that your thing needs to have on it. So even if you start there, putting a little bit of work towards your thing to make it better, continuing to do that, that automatically helps your focus. And then you are focused on your thing a lot more, which means you will be reminded of the value in your thing, which will cut down on you negatively comparing what you're doing to what somebody else is doing. So all of these things work together. Those are quick things that you can do to help so you won't negatively compare. Because comparing something to see what is it that they're doing that maybe I should be doing more of. There's nothing bad in doing that. It's that negative aspect that says, oh, their thing is better. There are people who do what we do that do it more efficiently. So there's lessons that we can get from that. So that sense of comparing is not wrong. It's that negative, idea or judgment as far as this is better, mine is not. So start putting a little bit more effort into what you're doing. That will start to create more focus on what you're doing, because you're taking your eyes off what's going on around you and putting it on yourself and what you're doing. So more work equals more focus. Now, when you have more focus on what it is that you're doing, you can see the value in what you're doing. And now you're able to properly think about what you are doing in relation to what other people are doing. So now it's just, I'm contributing to the same space that you contribute to. And we're all different. What you add is great. And what I add is also great as well. So kind of think about that and think, do I do any of those things? Am I negatively comparing? Am I focusing on what somebody else is doing more than I'm focusing on what I'm doing? Am I adding enough value or putting enough work on my thing, to make it the best that it can be? Ask yourself those questions. And if there's anything as far as comparing that you experience that I haven't touched on, let me know. So that's it. That's comparing. One of the 5 things that will cripple, your confidence.